Hello, and what's going on with you on Saturday? I thought I'd come on and do a collective reading before my day starts. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Florida, and let's give some guidance for today. Well, I did some meditation and some cards flew out, and let's see what we got. The first card that we got was the Nine of Water. The Nine of Water represents to me is it's an emotional time. She's looking up. She's got her third eye open. She's got beams of light coming down like washing. It feels like something's trying to wash her pain away, like for the energy. And her heart, you can really see this. Her heart is coming out. Let's see if I can get the shadows off of it. Her heart is beaming with lights all through it. So it is, and she's got her hand up. It's like a heartfelt. She's feeling it. She's feeling every bit of it. So the very first thing to be born in the darkness of the void was light. The Nine of Water represents a need to embrace an open heart and allow the light of love to transform and heal emotional pain and turn it into knowledge that sets us free. Our past experiences, good and bad, leave an emotional imprint. Remember the joy and love can inspire a sense of well-being. A happy memory creates a feeling within that curves the lips and makes us smile or laugh, while a bad memory can cause tears and open old wounds we thought were healed and forgotten long ago. Have you ever heard a song playing on the radio and had tears from your eyes because that song was one you shared with a past love who broke your heart? Have you ever had somebody say something to you that has triggered anger because they have touched one deep root? Remember, anger towards another who said that the very same words. Have you ever started laughing uncontrollably because of a silly moment in the now stirred up memories of silliness? Happy moments in the past or emotions can lift us as high as the stars or plummet us into the abyss of despair. And yet, all too often, we do not know or understand why we feel and react as we do. What makes some memories so much more vivid and unforgettable? What makes them unforgettable is how they make us feel. This is emotional imprint at work. Oh, this is such this is such a unique card to get right now because the emotional imprint people are feeling, a lot of people are going through the dark night of the soul, and that's all past, either emotional, happy. That's the imprint that we're trying to release. This emotional imprint at work and through it, we can and do bind ourselves emotionally to the past. In the present, these imprints become triggers that have us reacting on an almost purely emotional level. If our mind was a bank in which we could choose what memories we save, the majority would save only the memories that make them smile, while discarding those that make them cry. There would be so many happy, smiling people in the world if we could choose to keep only the memories that make us smile. Unfortunately, we have no choice, but what we do have is the choice to recognize our emotional triggers. So the bad memories or those laden with weighty emotions have less influence upon us by shining a light on the source of the emotional pain and then accepting that the moment that caused it is over and cannot be changed or undone. We take the first step in freeing ourselves from the emotional hooks that bind us to the past, recognizing how we feel and react when recalling that moment or experience one like it is is the next step towards emotional awareness. Finally, in being mindful and learning not to react when an emotional trigger is squeezed, we reach emotional enlightenment, a state when we are no longer shackled. Eventually, there comes a time when we no longer have to be mindful because the memory no longer has an influence. The hurt has healed and we have transcended. Emotional enlightenment is not a gentle process. It involves rummaging through our memories, revisiting our old hurts, seeing them and accepting them for what they are, letting go of harmful and destructive beliefs, and then freeing ourselves of burdens of their emotional weight. It takes time and practice, and at the beginning of the process, we can be more reactive than usual. It's like trying to run up a muddy, slippery slope. We lose our footing, fall, and slip back down. Some of the process is simple to difficult. Others resist, wondering why anyone would consciously choose to explore and relive their deepest, most painful memories. It's like choosing to cut off old scars to make them wounds all over again. The reality is they are correct. It is like cutting open a scar, but aggressive measures are needed if a cancer grows beneath the scar tissue. The past memories are making your emotional reactive in a way that is counterproductive in the now space. Then there is a cancer present. You might not be reliving the memories consciously, but when they have power influence how you feel and react in the present, then you are reliving those memories on an unconscious level. So the choice is one between having those memories influence you unconsciously or being mindful and aware and lessening or ending their influence. The Nine of Water offers the choice and asking you to make it. You might not have a choice in the memories your mind stores, but you do have a choice as to which ones you invest in emotional, whether it be a past memory or a new one. Invest in those that fill you with love and lightness and find yourself rising from the depths. Just as emotional enlightenment is not an easy process, it is also not a spiritual process. It is a healing process. It is the process of making ourselves lighter in being, becoming lighter by letting go of the heavy emotions we unconsciously hold onto, and which in turn influences our emotions and physical well being in the present. When the Nine of Water appears in your reading, you are also being asked to consider if at this time one of your emotional triggers is being squeezed for good or ill. Asking this question will help you determine whether you are acting for the wrong or the right reason. That is a beautiful card. That card is true to its nature. I've seen people hang on to that emotional baggage so much that it terrorizes them in their lives. And it's really sad. I have a mother that has dementia, and like my brother's taking care of her. And when you talk to her, she only pulls out all these bad memories that she remembers. She is hanging on to every one of them. And it's so sad because she had so many beautiful memories also. More beautiful memories than bad memories. But for some unknown reason, she's hanging on to bad memories. And it's really sad because you see it ripping somebody apart. So keep that in mind. With that, which is interesting because we got reflection. We got the Six of Cups, and it looks like she is reflecting on things. The Six of Cups, the past comes to life as someone from your past returns. This may be an old friend or an old flame. Equally, you may find other ways to slip back into the safe haven of your former years through reminiscing over old times, enjoying the company of children, creating and playing, or returning to a favorite childhood place. In relationship, you find a sense of peace, security, and comfort. Advice is to enjoy reconnecting with the happiest aspects of your past, which energizes, entertaining, and inspires you for the future. These two cards are telling us something. These two cards are telling us to not harp on any bad emotions from the past. Learn from them, heal from them, and let them go. Keep in your heart, her heart is pounding out of her chest. Her heart is beaming out of her chest, basically. And there is energy. I don't know if you can see it with the light in here. There is energy flowing from her heart. So that's telling me that a lot of us are going through the dark night of the soul, and that is pulling out some of the trauma, the triggers, the bad memories. But we need to release them. We need to go in our heart space and think of the beautiful memories that we've had, because there's been so many that outweigh the bad. But it seems like, it seems like they outweigh the bad, the beautiful memories, but we hang on to the bad the most because it was the biggest trigger. I know a lot of those really happy moments, like getting married or having a baby or something like that, are beautiful triggers. And we remember those amazing with our heart space. We remember them. But then we also have those trigger moments that were so triggering and so hurtful and painful that we just can't release them, and we need to release them. Then we got some interesting cards today. We got the King of Fire. We got the water, the memories, and we got the fire. Ground and focus your passion. The King of Fire is charismatic leader. He is passionate, and his passion is something others find inspiring because it is focused, grounded, and creative. He is the perfect team leader. He can draw to him the people who are necessary for a project to be completed, and every single person will want to play a part to help bring this vision to life. Some may see the King of Fire as an ideas man, but they only have to observe, and they will soon discover that he is a very proactive. He likes to be involved, to get his hands dirty, and he will remain involved from inception to completion. The King of Fire is also fearless, dauntless. In fact, he is lion-hearted and the vital heartbeat of his court. He is not afraid of hard work, but he also respects and moves through his day with the awareness that he is only a part of the whole. He is a necessary part, but still just a part, and one that can be replaced if his ventures fail. This is why the King of Fire works tirelessly to fill his role, and despite his generosity, ways, and charismatic nature, at the core, a very unassuming and respectful man. It is why he calls upon and makes use of those around him. He understands that he is but one man, and in order to rule well, he must be willing to delegate. In essence, he must be willing to share his power and his glory with others. If the King of Fire appears in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom of knowing that even those who are leaders are a part of a team. Every wise leader has people around him who perform tasks that help them to keep things running smoothly. This same wise leader respects their team and appreciates the effort made on their behalf. He symbolizes the importance of being interested and involved from beginning to end. He asks us not to start something, delegate, and then walk away. This card is really interesting for the now space. The now space is, we've been talking about it. We want to create, we're going into the new world. We're going into a new age. We want to create paradise. We want to create our Garden of Eden where we are. And this is going to help us do this. We have to remember that when we're out here in this world creating our Garden of Eden, our paradise, that we have to get help. We can't do everything on our own. And I've noticed that there is people out there that will not ask for help. They want to do everything on their own, and their world is in shambles. So, and I always feel that two heads are better than one. We have too much ego walking around with, I know everything. You can't tell me nothing. I do it my way or the highway. And guess what? Your highway is going to get destroyed. It's going to get broken up, and you're the only one that's going to be out there trying to fix it, and it's never going to get fixed because it's a 100,000-mile highway. Just a metaphor. So let's look at this card. This card is absolutely beautiful. It is all fire. As you see, there's him and the strength, the lion and man. Two heads are better than one. The crown, the third eye, the intuition. This is a proud person, man or woman, but they need to ask for help. They need those two heads are better than one. That's a great card. And the card that I got with that, and we've been getting this card a lot, is illusion, the moon. The moon. And notice, there's two seals, and I always say this, there's two seals looking at the moon, and there's the lobster in the background they're not paying attention to. You need the illusion card. I don't almost really even have to read it. The moon watches you question what you see. Can you see beyond illusion? When doubt and confusion threaten to overwhelm you, a situation or relationship may seem appealing under the romantic light of the moon. But will it stand the test of time? Your intuition may be telling you that everything is not as it seems. So the advice on this one is giving yourself time to work out the best way forward. Your intuition holds the answers. Pay attention to the messages, those feelings and dreams, rather than relying on logical approach for the problem. So your illusion is that you can do it all on your own, and you're not going to listen to anybody else's advice because you've got the biggest ego in the world and you just know it all. That is an illusion. You don't know it all. We don't know it all. We can't do it all. And two heads are better than one. Great cards today. And perception. This is a major arcana, and this is 21. Look at her. She is just, she's got the mask on. But her third eye is beaming her intuition. And she's got the sword, and she's got the black wings. Let's see what the perception of it is. Is the perception illusion, or is it two heads are better than one? Let's see. Perception, the fifth of the influence cards, pertains to the organization, identification, and interpretation of sensory information in order to understand that we sense and experience. When the perception card appears in your reading, it symbolizes an opportunity or need to look at how you analyze and interpret your experiences and how your interpretation then influences your choice and ability to see and weigh options and opportunities. Our lives are built upon the foundation laid by our perception. How we perceive the world and those around us influence our ability to learn, our understanding of cause and effect, our ability to see and weigh our options and to make decisions. There is no area of our life that is not influenced by our perception. Our lives can be empowered and fulfilled because how we perceive our reality gives us confidence. Our lives can be destroyed in an instant if your idea of what is real is revealed to be a lie and our perception is shattered. Illusion. Our perception can be accurate and precise. It can also be false and founded in misinformation, illusion, and imagination. Our knowledge, the knowledge we possess, that is born of education, study, and practical application, can increase our perceptiveness. However, our knowledge can be limited. It can be inaccurate and flawed. For example, our knowledge of other people is limited by the fact that we only know what they reveal to us. And then we process and now analyze that information by making comparisons to ourselves. However, they are not us. They might be like us in some ways, but completely different in more ways. We do not know their innermost thoughts and feelings, so what we know of them is often based on little fact and a lot of assumption. Have you ever heard the story of the 6 blind men and the elephant? They each stand before the elephant. The first man stands at the elephant's head, his hands upon the elephant's trunk. Because of the way the elephant's head trunk is shaped and feels moving beneath his hands, he believes that the elephant itself is like a snake. The second man stands at the elephant's tusk. Because of the way it tapered, shaped, and pointed end feels beneath his hands, the second man believes that the elephant is like a spear. The third man stands at the elephant's ear. Because of the way it is shaped and feels flat and wavy from side to side, he believes that the elephant is a fan. The fourth man stands at the elephant's leg because of the thickness and strength of the elephant's leg. He believes the elephant is like a tree. The fifth man stands at the elephant's side, and when he feels the mighty expanse, he believes that the elephant is like a wall. Finally, the sixth man stands at the elephant's tail, and because of the way it feels, he believes that the elephant is a rope. With 6 totally desperate opinions based upon the information each blind man possesses, the men fall into conflict. Each believe he is right and the other is wrong. The blind men begin to war with each other, so fixated on their own beliefs that they are willing to inflict harm. Suddenly, a sighted man comes upon them and shouts for them to cease. He asks them why they are fighting. And so each of the blind men tells him the tale. The sighted man looks at the elephant and then to the blind men before him. He says, "But you are all right. The elephant's trunk is like a snake. The elephant's tusk is like a spear. The elephant's ear is like a fan. The elephant's leg is like a trunk. His side like a wall, and his tail like a rope. But you are also wrong because each of the parts you have touched are all just parts of the whole elephant." Each of the blind men then circled the elephant, touching the other parts. When the new information, the new and multiples perception offer, each is willing to concede that he has been both correct and incorrect at the same time. Their increased perception, born of multiple perceptives, has finally allowed them to see the whole elephant, the big picture. Our perception can shift and alter and be enhanced in a heartbeat once new information born of a different perspective is provided. Once it is altered, it cannot be restored to what it was. Having touched all the parts of the elephant, the blind men could no longer hold fast to their original opinions. Even if what we believe to be true is revealed to be an illusion, and what we once perceived to be an illusion is revealed to be truth, there is no reset button for our perceptive. Our perception of what is simply changes and alters as our awareness increases. Every change to our perception changes our reality, and every change to our reality influences the choices we make. That was a really interesting story. Never read that story before. And an interesting concept considering we got the lion, the 2 heads are better than one. We got the illusion, and we got the look into the past, and we got the reflection. We need to do a lot of reflecting. If you've read my channeling message, we need to do a lot of reflecting on what's real in this world right now and in our lives and what is an illusion. Now, with that card, the perception card, came the death card, the transformation. Death does not reveal physical death. It expresses a great change in your life, a transformation that is essential if you're to begin a new phase. Whatever you no longer need is taken from you. Death is necessary for something new to be born. This may be unsatisfying work, a stuck relationship, or any that constitutes old ways of being, including habits that no longer serve you. For this reason, death clears away confusion and brings a situation to a natural conclusion. From this point onward, new people, ideas, and opportunities enter your life. A new era beckons. Allow that what will be, rather than resist the change that needs to happen. Embrace. This was a really interesting reading. If you really think about it, the stories that went along with this reading, the elephant, and I told of my mother hanging on to the past, and our perception on what we've learned, the knowledge we've learned, and the illusions that we are going to have to go through because they are illusions. Right now, we are reflecting it, and we're picking up different perceptions because we are going within the heart space and we are looking at things. And we need to ask for help. We need to put the two minds are better than one. We need to work as a co-creative community and help each other instead of letting our ego say, I know it all and you can't tell me nothing. So because we are going to transform, we are going to the new age, the new world, and our paradise. So it was a beautiful reading for Saturday. I also pulled an oracle, a soul helper oracle, and we got a number 18, which also is a number 9. Lost in the ruins of the past, find the way to the present moment and live. That hooded person with the torch is walking towards this door with the light coming down in it. They're walking the halls of the past is what that's telling me. And it's darkness because the past can either be dark or light. But when we visit the past too many times, it becomes a dark corridor of just memories flowing through and flowing through and flowing through. And this is walking to the light. So let's see what this card has to say. You are a traveler on the path of your soul. You will need all your courage as you are following the light of your heart into an uncertain future. However, you have now drawn this card, and it is a very important sign that you have become lost in the ruins of the past, in ruins that are the remnants of an unpleasant or difficult time. You have looked back too often. That was so funny that I said keep going back and going back. I've never had this card before, I don't think. I might have, but I don't remember it. You have looked back too often instead of looking forward, at times trapped in a place in the past that should have long since ceased to exert power over your life. Even if you could go back, you would find yourself alone and deserted. You would not meet anyone there. So what is it that you seek in these silent ruins that can offer you only loneliness and bitterness? They symbolize all your missed opportunities, but you cannot restore them now. They are what they are. If you linger there, you will begin to see your life as meaningless and sad, when it is really a wonderful and magical adventure. Feel the light of your heart and hear the sound of your soul. Continue on your path to discover endless possibilities, new adventures, new encounters, and even a new love. If you live tediously in the light portal of the present, your eyes firmly fixed on the future, you will be on the path of your soul. Leave the past behind and find your way back to the present. It is now important to forgive yourself and continue your journey. Your gaze fixed firmly ahead. Wow. These cards so coincide together. Your helpers for the next 21 days, the power animal is the mouse, the herbal essence is the lemon, the healing crystal is the black opal, and the number is 9. Had a lot of 9s today. Let's see what the 9 has to do. Excuse me, but I got to get a sip of my coffee. It's still morning. For me anyway. I do a lot of dreaming and I do a lot of kind of sleep a little bit late because of my dreaming. The 9 reveals that you have something new to learn. Be open, receptive, and curious enough to seek it out. You will then find wisdom and an unconditional, deep, healing love. Number 9 will help you reach a point of completion so that you can turn your attention to the mysteries of the unknown and the new. Its energy field is indestructible without being inflexible. Number 9 we adds up to 9 times 9 is 81. Those digits add up to 9. Multiply any number by 9. I thought this was interesting. Add the 2 digits of the resulting number together and then always add up to, they will always add up to 9. It is almost as if it has absorbed every other number through its calculations. Number 9 teaches you how to do this, to accept the powers offered to you in order to achieve perfection. This number is fulfillment and completion, but also a beginning and an end. Wow. I really think, and if you've watched my channeling basically tells us that there is going to be a lot of change we are going to be going through. And a lot of it is going to be uncomfortable, and a lot of it is going to be beautiful. And we have to really work on ourselves. We have to really release this past because we are transforming. We are having a rebirth, a death of the old and a birth of the new. We are looking at, and if you watch my channeling, we need to watch our perception on things. Is it real or is it fake? And we need our co-creative community, not just ourselves. We need to remember the past, but not live in the past, and open our heart space. We're going to do a lot of reflecting, but we also have to remember that there is a lot of illusion out there. So this card reading, this card actually reminds me of the movie with Robin Williams, in Dreams May Come, I think it's called, where the whole family had passed away in accidents, and his wife was the only one living. They lost 2 children, a dog, and him, and she couldn't handle the life after them. So she was in an insane asylum, and she had tried to kill herself so many times because her pain just kept going over that and over that. Why didn't it take me? Why did it take my whole family? And he kept visiting her, and she'd freak out because she was still alive and he was passed. And I didn't even realize that in the dream because it looked like he was visiting her at the insane asylum, but really he was coming to her in visions, and he was trying to get her out of her depression. She ended up taking her life, and she ended up in a place that looked almost just like this. It was all flooded, it was all abandoned, she was all by herself. It was basically hell. You put yourself in a hell state. And he went from heaven to hell to rescue her, and she wouldn't listen to him. She didn't recognize him because she was caught in her own grief. And I hate to tell the whole story. I'm not going to tell the whole story. If you want to see it, go watch it. It was a Robin Williams movie. I think it's made In Dreams May Come, something like that. And it shows you what somebody's mind can do and where it can take. And we do not want our mind to take us and keep us trapped in a hell space, in a hell type life with our past memories. So we really need, I think this card right here, actually the first card we got, is telling us to open our heart space, look up, reflect, grab the energy, and release all that crap. Wow. I hope this was a good reading for you guys. It really kind of was for me too. I get something off of all of these readings. I think we all do. But I'm going to go out and make my Saturday as magical as possible. And I want you guys to do the same thing. I love you all. And may every step in your journey be magical. And guess what? Just be you.